Now that we have pretty much all of our confirmed duos for Chapter 7, it is time to bring back Peterbot's Peak, the series where we rank the current top 10 duos in the entire world. This is going to be the hardest one that we do for all of this season, just because over half of these teams is basically based off of projections. I'm going to try my best though. I mainly just want to talk about all these teams, give my thoughts on them, and so much more. Real quick before this video starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. I saw so many people DM me their YouTube recaps of me being their #1 person that they watched this year, and thank you so much to everybody that has spent their 2025 with me. I hope that you guys continue to stick around for 2026 and Chapter 7 competitive as well. If you want to support me even more, far and away the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. We shout out to people every single video who DM me proof of them using my code, so shout out to these two people on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Without further ado though, like we always do for this series, let's start off with our honorable mentions, because to you guys there might be a lot of names on this list right here that are snubbed from the top 10 teams, and the first team that I want to talk about is Thomas HD in Focus. Now when we go over the top 10 later, you will realize that there is a lot of names on there that haven't even competed in a single tournament together. I just think their ceiling for a lot of those teams is maybe higher than what Thomas HD's in Focus is. Even though we've already seen them play together, they've won a cash cup together, I still believe in this duo, and I think they are a very good duo with the potential to even get as highly as like top 5ing in FNCS. I still just have so much name value attached to some other teams, and especially based on what we pretty much saw Thomas HD do throughout this whole year, not even qualifying for multiple grand finals. And maybe you could just say he's a better duos player, as he literally did get 2nd place at the most recent duos globals that we've had. But I still feel as if I just want to see more from these guys before I put them in my top 10. And another thing I want to say real quick is my entire top 10 could literally change as soon as next week after we see a couple tournaments. The next duo that I want to talk about though, and it's a team that I just feel like is such a wild card right now on NA, that is Kanata in Arc. We have yet to see Arc play a single tournament on 0 ping. This is a duo that also won a Div Cup in the post global season. Kanata's qualified for every single grand finals ever, one of the most consistent players in Fortnite history. Arc had an insane globals performance, one of the best up and coming players, and could have a real argument to be like a top 3 to 5 NA player by the end of 2026. Maybe I'm disrespecting them a little bit here, but I'm just not yet ready to put them in my top 10. And then the last team that I have on here, this was the other team that I really conflicted going back and forth on maybe putting them in exactly that 10th place spot, and it is Clix in Higgs. They have looked so much better recently than they originally looked when they formed together. I do still think I have some pretty fair concerns about them though, and that is just mainly the fact that Higgs is still a brand new IGL, and IGLing a grand finals is a completely different beast than IGLing just like some cash cups and things like that. And obviously this isn't a grands predictions, but if grand finals were tomorrow, I don't know how many people would be fully confident in Higgs to be able to IGL a grand finals better than a lot of other teams that I have in my top 10. But 1 or 2 more good performances out of Clix and Higgs, and they definitely will break into my top 10, because there is definitely going to be probably a couple of teams from my top 10 that get booted out. Let's start off in my 10th place spot though, and I have Agers in Ritual here. Now I just have to say right now, pretty much every team from 4 to 10 can be interchangeable depending on where you want to put them, and over half of these teams, like I said, we haven't even seen play a single tournament. But Agers and Ritual just recently formed up together. Ritual ended up dropping cold for Agers. That's how confident he is that he's going to be able to succeed with Agers. These guys are going to be grinding together. They've been playing scrims. Agers is finally back on 0 ping, fully grinding. In any given grand finals, Agers can be the best player in that entire grands. Ritual has top 2'd a duo grands with Reap before, won multiple FNCSs this year, and I mean Agers also won an FNCS this year, so the accomplishments speak for themselves for this team right here. They just have to back it up now, and I feel like they are kind of a team that's been going under the radar, and I feel like that's mainly just because of how disrespected Ritual still is. But I hope he's able to prove it in a duos meta now that he can still be absolutely insane. 9th place, I'm gonna go with a little bit of a surprising one here, but I have Vico in Malibuca. You could still make the argument that Vico is one of, if not the best players on all of EU. Malibuca, I don't want to say he had like a down year, but he just wasn't super consistent. Was still with the top 10 at globals, top 5 in FNCS grand finals, and him and Malibuca are definitely going to be grinding together. I'm excited to see what these guys can do, and I really do believe in them as a duo. 8th place is a duo that I just have zero clue how to rank, and that is Cold and Vino. Now this is the newest, hottest duo on the block here. Everybody is talking about these guys. Vino is finally going back to NA, and he's going to play with the second best player in the entire world to me of Cold. I really literally don't even know the last time Cold has opened his game. We didn't see him at all in the Simpsons season. We haven't seen him in any scrims yet so far in chapter 7. I don't even know when we're gonna get to see this duo officially play together. I hope it's tomorrow in the Eval Cup. But similar to what I was saying with Adriz and Ritual, Cold and Vino are on like a completely different level than that. Both of these players right here can be seen as the best players in the entire grand finals, and even in the entire season, or even chapter when we talk about it at the end. Like, would it surprise anybody at the end of chapter 7 if we were talking about either Cold or Vino as the best player in that chapter? I don't think so. The ceiling is as high as ever for these guys, but the floor could be splitting up literally after just a couple of tournaments. That is why it is so hard to rank them. 7th place, another duo that I could say the same thing for, is Merstash and Vanya. These two players individually just got 1st and 2nd place in the global championships. Vanya is still a good duos or trios IGL, won an FNCS in duos, won an FNCS in trios, knows how to play height, and he's playing with another player that just spent the whole year playing height in Merstash. The only reason why I don't have them in like that top 5 yet is just because also haven't seen anything out of them, and I am a little concerned about the fighting and fragging potential on them. But pretty much every single duo in this top 10 category here has to have the ceiling of winning an FNCS, and I still wouldn't be surprised at all if Merstash and Vanya just won the first FNCS of the chapter. Going on to my 6th place spot now, I have another brand new duo, the person that actually dropped Vanya, of Swizzy and Pixie. This to me is also just another full wildcard team, because I don't know how Pixie's gonna look in a duos IGL meta here. The fragging power on this team is almost second to none. One of the scariest fighting teams we have in the entire world. Again though, we've yet to see them play a single tournament together, and it's really just hard to project how good they're gonna be because of that. Moving on to my top 5 now, in my 5th place spot, I'm gonna give some respect to a team that we actually have seen play and dominate together, of Rapid and Threats. These guys were the best duo in the entire post-global season. They still played the whole Simpsons season together, and they're still sticking together now, and their ceiling is just going to rise even more. I feel like we see a lot of people talk about Arc going to 0 ping, but we have not seen Rapid on 0 ping in literal months as well, and they were still the best duo, better than Peter and Pollo, better than Clix and Higgs, better than pretty much every single other duo on NA for the post-global season where we did actually have div cups. So I'm going to give them the respect and say that they are currently a top 5 team. Moving on to my 4th place spot now, I just love the potential of these guys, and I feel like the fighting power is there, the IGLing ability is there. Chap and Flixie, I really do believe, is going to be so scary. They started off super hot in the post-global season, but have been relatively quiet as of late, if I'm just being honest. I hope that they're both fully locked in and grinding now for chapter 7, because we also did see them play with like some other people for a lot of that. But I believe in this duo right here, and I have high hopes from them. Let's actually move on to my top 3 now in my current 3 best teams in the entire world. These duos have not only proved things, but I also just really like their potential. 3rd place, I'm gonna go with Acorn and Bolt. I think they're the 2nd best team on all of NA. Acorn is the major one merchant. Literally, it seems like he wins the first FNCS of every single chapter, and I don't think any of us would be surprised if he did the same. Bolt is coming off of a top 5 at globals, was also in the running to win the last FNCS of chapter 6. Again, I just wish there was div cups so we could really get an accurate representation on how good a lot of these teams are, but I'm still at the same time very excited to at least get to actually rate these duos properly, because everybody should be trying. They're all playing with their official teams, and this is going to be the meta that we are currently going to be playing in for the first FNCS of chapter 7. Let's move on to my top 2 though, and in 2nd place, the current best duo on all of EU to me, and it's mainly just based off of what we have already seen, but at the same time, you can't act like their potential isn't sky high. Shark and Teeny to me are the 2nd best duo in the entire world going into chapter 7. They were the best duo in the post-global season, similar to Rapid and Threats on NA. Didn't play a bunch of tournaments together in the Simpsons season, but even in some of these scrims that I have watched so far, Shark and Teeny are fully back. Teeny is one of just the best pure duos players, not really the greatest in any other game mode, but in duos, Teeny is just a full duos player, and Shark looks like he is finally ready to fully break out as a player in chapter 7, and the sky is really the limit for these guys. But in 1st place, I just have to give respects to them. They're the greatest duo of all time. Peterbot and Pollo won the first 2 Div Cups of the season once duos came out, and then really, if we're just being honest, completely fell off after that. And I'm being completely transparent right here. If they struggle for the first couple tournaments of chapter 7, I will 100% drop them down this list. But Peter is finally back grinding the game. He's been playing scrim sessions, he's been playing skin cups, he's been playing pretty much everything that he can, and it is just Peter at the end of the day. He's the greatest player of all time, is coming off of winning multiple FNCSs this year. Pollo also won an FNCS this year. Peter might get voted as the best player this entire year still, so even though it has been a little bit rough for this duo as of late, I still think they'll be just fine, and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Other than that though, let me know who your guys' top 3 teams are in the comment section down below. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. Please use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. We finally have our first official tournament of the season coming out tomorrow with the eval cup, so make sure you guys turn on notifications and stay tuned for that. YouTube says enjoy when these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.